Be the Garden Nanny. Have you ever wanted to make fruit roll-ups? I wanted to do fruit roll-ups. I wanted to do banana chips. I wanted to do apple chips. I wanted to do all the things. And I realized that I needed a dehydrator to do it. So while I am enjoying my rest during the winter, this is just some things that I'm throwing out there to, get your juices flowing, to see if you want to try something new. Why not try it now that we're not in the garden? What I am making today is kiwi and applesauce. Don't sound that enticing, but it's very, very good. I bought a whole box of fruit from my local produce store. Sometimes when they get a little bruised or whatever, they just put it all in one box and sell it at one price. So they had a bunch of kiwi in this box. I like kiwi, so I tried kiwi and that was fine. But I wanted to do it with applesauce because you can pretty much do a lot of fruits with applesauce and have a good success. So let me turn the camera around and let you see what I got. So in this blender, I have 21 kiwi in this Vitamix. What I have learned from making fruit roll-ups is that in order to fill 2 trays, you need to have a full container for your blender. So this is pretty much full. This is a full blender. So with a full blender, I will add a cup of applesauce. If I had this halfway, then I would add a half a cup. And then I will show you how I put it in my dehydrator. So what I'm using is unsweetened applesauce. This is from Aldi's. Simply Nature is the brand. So I'm just going to take a cup of this and put it in my blender. All right, I'm adding the entire cup to the blender and I'm gonna blend it up. Okay, here is my Nesco Food and Jerky Dehydrator. I pretty much, when I'm doing fruit roll-ups, I put it on 125 Fahrenheit, 52 Celsius. And let me take this off. This is pretty much the motor. Mine comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trays. Remember, I only need 2 trays because I had a full blender. So I don't need the other 3. I'm gonna take those off. I will show you me putting it on here. So I have 5 of them. The machine came with 2, and it comes 2 in a pack. So I ended up buying more because I love making fruit roll-ups. So I have more that I bought with this machine, but like I say, I only need 2. So I'm going to take these 3 off. So now I just have these 2. I'm going to put one here and the other here. And that's all I'm gonna need. Now, the most important part of this process is, I like canola oil because it doesn't have a taste to it. Olive oil may have a taste to it, I'm not sure. I've just been using this. You could use vegetable oil. You could use whatever you have, but what you want to make sure is that your fruit roll-ups do not stick to this because it will be a hot mess to try to get off and you will be frustrated. Ask me how I know. So anyway, I'm going to spray this real good. The same here. Because I don't want anything to stick. Now, that should do it. And I'm going to put my fruit roll-ups down on this platter. Here I have my kiwi and applesauce mixture already blended up. So I'm just going to pour this gently on this tray. And make sure that you get it completely smooth out on the entire tray. If you see some spots like over here that's really light, add some more to the tray. Don't be afraid. There's a nice lip on here on the outer edge and on the inner edge, so that things won't, if you pour it gently, it won't run all out throughout the dehydrator. So this is pretty nicely done. So I'm going to move this one over. And this is going to be my last one. Kiwi, they're very small. I filled that entire container up. I may need to use 3 instead of 2, we'll see. But normally using 2 trays is more than enough. So I do have a little left. So I don't think it'll be enough for an entire 3rd tray. So I'm just going to go with this. And I don't want to overfill it, because the more you overfill, or if you do overfill, it's going to take longer to dry. And I'm not in any hurry. It's like 4 p.m. This is going to be an all-nighter. And so I'm not worried about it. I let it go throughout the night. And I'll just probably use this for like a kiwi applesauce type thing. I will put it in a container and use it that way. So here we are with the 2 trays. I'm going to put one on top of the other. And I'm going to turn my dehydrator on. Now, I have not found an on-off switch with this dehydrator. So it turns on when I plug it in, and when I'm ready to take it out or turn it off, I have to take the plug out of the wall. So there you have it. It's just that easy. Like I say, I have it on 125 Fahrenheit. And there are my 2 trays. What I do every now and again, say it's 4 hours later, I come and check it. If it's sticky in any way, you just plop this right back on top and let it finish its process. You have to be patient when it comes to dehydrating. I said I needed a dehydrator. I didn't actually need one. I could use a stove to dehydrate, but even with that, you still have to be patient. What I wanted to do was be able to have trays like this and fill it up with as much produce as I had. I wanted to be able to have the layers. So this was a great investment because I use it a lot. I love making fruit roll-ups. This is pretty new to me, this dehydrator, but I just took off watching YouTube videos on how to use my Nesco dehydrator, and there was one lady that shared her knowledge. She talked about the things that she made, and she was very, very helpful, very, very easy to understand and apply this information. Hopefully you are getting excited about perhaps getting one yourself. You can even find these things at the Goodwill or a thrift store. So I will show you what it looks like after it's all finished. And like I say, it's 4:30 in the evening. I'm gonna have this on all throughout the night. If it's still a little sticky in any way. I just pop the thing. I'm in no hurry. If I had to go to work, that would be different. As far as tomorrow, if I had to go to work, I would probably do this on a day like a weekend. Schedule it accordingly and enjoy the process. It's a lot of fun and it's very delicious and it's healthy. As you can see, that's nothing but kiwi and applesauce, unsweetened applesauce. And there you have a bunch of strips or roll-ups or pizza slices, however you cut them up. And I just put it in this glass jar with a nice seal, and I enjoy whenever I feel like it. My husband enjoys it, I enjoy it. So there you have it. I'll get back with you when it's finished. This is the finished product. I'm just slicing it with my pizza slicer. And yeah, you're left with fruit roll-ups. I'm going to put it in another jar and store it. It stores for about, it doesn't last long here in this house, but it stores for about, I would say, a good month or two. Enjoy. And in here, I made last night, so delicious. To me, it's so good. This is kiwi, a handful. This was about 7 kiwi, a handful, 2 small handfuls of spinach, and a tablespoon of maple syrup. So delicious. I let it dehydrate for, it was pretty much overnight. Well, that's just the thing of dehydrating. Go off and do something else and let it do its thing. And then when it's ready, you have this delicious, delicious fruit roll-up. So there you have it. Yum, yum. And these are made out of pears in that box as well. There were bunches of pears. So I used the same thing. I had enough to fill a whole container of my Vitamix. And I used 1 cup of the applesauce. And here I have these yummy pear apple roll-ups. Very, very delicious. My husband and I both enjoy them. And so this is just something that I enjoy doing throughout the winter. Anytime, really, not just winter, anytime. Our local produce store had a box. A lot of it was pears. So I brought it home, cut it up, got rid of the seed area, and I'm getting ready to make, I'm just putting the pears and a cup or maybe a half, depending on how full this fills my Vitamix. Let me see. Okay, this is truly a full, I'm going to take some of these out. I'll just eat these. Okay, so that's a full Vitamix container. It doesn't have to be a Vitamix, whatever blender you have. So I'm going to put a cup of applesauce. And you might ask why the applesauce. It gives it more creaminess, gives it more flavor. The pears alone would be fine. It's just something about adding the applesauce that just beefs it up a little bit. So I'm going to blend it up. And like before, I'm going to put some oil on my sheets. Now sometimes I will have a lot of fruit roll-ups that I'm making and I will need to use all 5 trays. It just depends on how much came in a box, how much fruit came in a box. Maybe I'll get 2 boxes depending on what they have at the produce store. When you take this off, if you think it's ready, feel it. If it's sticky, if it's wet, just leave the top on. Let it finish its process. Making fruit roll-ups, jerkies, all the things that we make in these things, it's a process. It takes time to do. And I like it because I can go off and do something else and practice. Really, it's so quiet. I practically forget that it's going until I come into the kitchen. And then I have to check it. But I'm off doing something else. So be patient with the process and enjoy your fruit roll-ups. So here I have a full jar of the pear and applesauce mixture fruit roll-ups, or pizza slices, I call it, because I just cut it in pizza slices with this pizza slicer. But yeah, these are very, very tasty. I would have to say this variety is my favorite so far. I had a lot of the kiwi and apple. I believe I mixed those two together. That was really, really tangy. If you like the tang of kiwi, you will love that. I'm more so of a mild, gentler taste than the tang. I did like it, and I am going to eat every piece that my husband does not eat. I have in here right now some banana chips going. I wanted to give an update on this banana chips, or I call it banana candy. Very, very, very good. It kind of reminds me of taffy. It basically has a hard exterior, but it's kind of taffy-like in the center. It's just so delicious and very addicting. But the good thing about it is just bananas. It's only bananas, a little ripe, and I sprinkled some cinnamon on top, and that's it. I'm not gonna lie, it took a long time just to get it to this hard consistency on the outside. It's still a little, like I say, taffy-like in the inside, but I like it like that. I'm gonna say it took 2 days. So I was in no rush, and I had it on 125, so it cooked for a very long time just to get this consistency. And I really like it. I like it like this. I would have liked it to have been crunchy like a chip, but I had to eventually call it and say I'm not going a third day with this. So I called it, and this is what I ended up with, and I really, really like this consistency. And I'm really taping this for myself so that I can remember what I did. Because I really, didn't write it down, and I want to have a record of it so that I can do it again. And got a nice sound to it as I'm chewing it, and it's really good. Oh my God, it's just good. Like I say, kind of reminds me of taffy, but it's so healthy for you. So this was it doesn't make a lot of chips. I mean, you have to have boatload of bananas. I would say this is about 10 bananas on the small, medium size. So it's up to you if you think it's worth it, but I think it's worth it. I'm always buying bananas. Always having to put a lot of the ripe ones in the freezer for smoothies. And so I can continue to do that, and I can also just use it in this way. What did I do with all the skin of the fruit that I cut up? I put it in a baggie here, along with my napkins that I wipe up. These are always good to go in the compost as well. Yep, that's all going to the compost. A simple fruit, a simple snack. That's delicious and it goes quick. Let's just say that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.